Well, sir, it's late afternoon as we enter the small house halfway up in the next block now. And here in the living room we find Mr. and Mrs. Victor Gook and their son, Mr. Rush Gook. The two male members of the family are seated side by side on the davenport. They look vaguely conspiratorial. Sade stands near the library table eyeing them suspiciously, and she's saying,
I never heard of anything so fishy.
You are unwontedly incredulous, Dr. Sleech.
I'll say I am. Why on earth would Klebergers make you a present of a hat? You certainly didn't explain it satisfactorily.
You're skeptical.
I'm skeptical. Rush, did your father slip you a quarter to tell that story?
No.
Look at you laugh.
Well, innocent guys always laugh guilty when they're accused of something. Regular unwritten law.
You were walking down Center Street, huh? And right out of a clear sky, Kleberger's clerk buttonholed you?
I was walking down Center Street on my way to the jewelry store to get Gov's watch.
It was being repaired, Sade. Needed regulating and oiling.
Yes, I heard you two fellas making your arrangements this noon. Go on, Rush. You were walking down Center Street.
When I passed Kleberger's store, one of the clerks was standing in the doorway. He says, "You're the Gook boy, aren't you?" I said I was. "Step inside a minute," he says. "I've got a package for your father." That's absolute truth, ma'am. Cross my heart and hope to die, eat a banana and holler high.
Mighty darn funny.
Clerk say anything else, Ashtray?
He says, "This is a hat. Give it to your father with the compliments of Kleberger's haberdashery."
Mighty darn funny.
Oh, I see nothing strange about it.
Why should Klebergers make you a present of a hat?
I'm a customer of long standing. Making me a present of a hat was a gesture of appreciation. Besides, I stopped by yesterday and paid my bill.
Oh, you were in there yesterday,
Well, sure I was in there yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Something in your tone of voice, Sadie, suggests that my stepping into a furnishing store to pay my bill constitutes a hideous crime.
How much was your bill?
$2.
Klebergers were so grateful to you for paying them their $2 that they give you an $8 hat, huh?
I never seen such a suspicious person. Klebergers know that I like wide-brimmed hats. Also, they know my wife has never permitted me to buy a wide-brimmed hat. So, doggone it, they give me a wide-brimmed hat. Like I say, I've spent a good deal of money in their store during the last 7 years.
Quit looking at me.
What you laughing so foolish about? Why is the back of your neck getting all red?
Well, everybody acts guilty when they're accused of something. I'm not in cahoots with Gov. I told the absolute truth.
I see no reason to doubt the lad.
Your father slip you a quarter?
He slipped me a quarter, but that was
he
for...
did slip you a quarter.
That was for going down to the jewelry store and getting his watch.
Oh.
The point is, kiddo, Klebergers felt that it'd be a smart stroke of policy.
I'll tell you what the point is. In the last couple of years, you've tried stunt after stunt after stunt, attempting to get a wide-brimmed hat for yourself. You've had wide-brimmed hats sent out on approval. You've doctored up stories where you won wide-brimmed hats on a bet. You've even come home here with wide-brimmed hats you claimed you took the wrong hat off on the hook in the restaurant and some other man got yours. I've forgot 100 of the schemes you've tried. Is it any wonder I'm suspicious when you plank a wide-brimmed hat on the library table and say, Klebergers give it to you for paying a little dinky $2 debt?
I'm afraid you're determined to make a
I'll
whole...
say I'm determined. Vic, you can't wear wide-brimmed hats. They make you look like a peeled onion.
Rush, my boy.
Uh-huh.
Hand me that hat.
Okay.
I'll place it on my head, and then ask you and your mother to take the roles of unprejudiced judges and say whether or not I look like a peeled onion.
Mom's still looking at me peculiar.
If you are innocent at heart, you needn't quail from the stares of your tormentor.
I'm not in any conspiracy with Gov.
Aren't you?
No.
Look at you laugh.
Well, anybody laugh. Human nature.
Uh-huh.
My hat is on my head, Sade. Do I look like a peeled onion?
Yes.
Oh, you say that automatically. I'm convinced that this is a very becoming lid.
What'd you pay for it?
$8. And it's worth... I didn't pay anything for it. The price is $8.
Your tongue kind of slipped on you, didn't it?
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Oh, it's more than ridiculous. It's childish.
Step to the telephone. Call Klebergers. Inquire if one of their clerks didn't stop Rush and give him a hat to take home to his father.
That's absolutely number one truth, Mom. Cross my heart and hope to die, eat a banana and holler high.
I'm not doubting you, Willie.
No?
Not anymore. I'm satisfied you told exactly what happened. Kleberger's clerk did buttonhole you. You were given that funny hat to bring home. You were just the cat's paw in this scheme.
What's this now?
I was wrong about you and Rush being in cahoots. Couple of being in cahoots. Between you and Kleberger's clerk, yes. Take off that awful hat. Makes you look like a peeled onion.
Dropping for the moment this infantile controversy about whether or not Kleberger give me a free hat, let me read you a piece I clipped out of the paper. I have it here in my pocket.
I'm glad you finally decided I was innocent, Mom. Heck, I couldn't tell stories to you and get away with it. You appreciate it.
May I have your attention, Sade?
That thing perched up on your head makes you look like a cowboy from the Wild West show.
May I have your attention, please? Wide-brimmed hats to be popular this summer. Albert Breep, well-known Belvedere, Illinois man about town, announced at a meeting of haberdashers in Galena that there is a distinct trend toward broad brims in men's headwear. Mr. Breep is a close student of style trends, and his opinions are highly respected throughout the Middle West. So you see, everybody's going to look like a peeled onion. Everybody's going to wear wide-brimmed hats this summer.
You look like a peeled onion right now.
Smelly Clark's not going to strap loves to
I
reminisce.
happen to have another clipping on this same subject. Listen to this. Gloria Golden, glamorous star of talking pictures, admires men who wear hats with generous brims. Broad brims give character to the face, she told reporters recently.
Hi-de-hi.
And still another clipping I have here for you to hear.
Lots of clippings.
K.Z. Glabbers, who resides in the southwestern part of eastern North Dakota, announces that the men in his section of the country are adopting wide-brimmed hats almost universally. Wide-brimmed hats, says Mr. Glabbers, are fashionable as well as useful. They provide fine sunshades in addition to being smart and swanky. So, you see?
When did you cut all that stuff out of the paper?
This morning.
Really? Quite a coincidence.
What's quite a coincidence?
Quite a coincidence that you cut pieces out of the newspaper about wide-brimmed hats in the morning, and Kleberger's store makes you a present of a wide-brimmed hat in the afternoon.
Sadie, if I had your suspicious nature,
Never mind my suspicious nature. I've added up 2 and 2 at last and got 4.
And what exactly do you mean by that, pray?
You fixed it up with the Kleberger clerk to stop Rush when he went past the store today.
Really?
Yesterday, when you paid your bill, you bought that crazy hat. You told the fella to stand in the doorway at 3 o'clock this afternoon and your son had come by. You told him to buttonhole your son and give him the hat. You told him to tell your son to tell his mother the hat was a gift from Kleberger.
That's rich, Steve. That is rich.
I heard you making arrangements with Willie at noon. What were those arrangements again, Rush?
Gov told me to go to the jewelry store and pick up his watch.
Jewelry stores on Center Street. He knew you'd have to pass Kleberger's.
By George, talk about your far-fetched yours.
Wasn't something said about the time?
Gov told me to show up at the jewelry store at 3 o'clock on the dot.
Well, why'd he insist it had to be 3 o'clock on the dot?
Darned if I know.
I like stuff done systematic, Sade.
You simply told Kleberger's clerk to be standing in his doorway at 3 o'clock. Your son had come past.
You think you'll ever get me to admit any such a feeble-minded scheme?
Feeble-minded is right. I never heard of anything so transparent. After the bushels and bushels and bushels of stunts you pulled off trying to get yourself a wide-brimmed hat, did you think I'd be fooled by this one? Klebergers give you an $8 hat because they're grateful to you for paying a $2 debt. And then flashing them newspaper clippings on me. I guess it was a pretty good trick where you had the fella buttonhole Rush and all, but it just wasn't good enough.
I have nothing to say.
The hat'll have to go back.
Will it?
Yes, the hat'll have to go back. We should take it off. Makes you look like a peeled onion.
Which concludes another brief interlude. The small house halfway up the next block.